Player agency. This is something that Baldur's Gate 3 does very, very well, in part due to the sheer amount of love and care that was put into the writing, such that when me and my buddy Blank blasted our way through the start of Act 1, we were punished beyond measure. Not only was our entire quest log relating to the removing of the tadpole in our skulls plainly telling us in black and white that we were dumb, but our whole strategy of quite literally pushing our way through the content, a strategy that was extremely successful in combat might I add, had really come back to bite us. I know this because the comments in my last video kept telling me we missed all the loot. But you know, the game is still pretty new, we did our best, and we faced every challenge with the kind of enthusiasm you'd expect from like a priest at a primary school or something. That was until we took the ferry across the waters to here. Oh, he's horrible. You see, to date we had eliminated just about every civilization we'd come across, whether it be by accident or some fluke decision we'd made that resulted in the ire of all those who'd interacted with us. This time we promised it was going to be different. This time we would be measured in our responses, mindful in our motivations.
What do we got here? Dead hoon walker.
What did you call me?
Got any reason I shouldn't sever your head and toss it to the Rothe?
So you're their people.
Do the vote. Yeah, me too. Alas, our lapses in judgment were rather immediate, but it felt like the game was throwing us a bone. Our problem at this time was that Dr. Grundy had completely given up on removing a tadpole in his head, instead focusing on min-maxing his tadpole powers, the skill points for which just so happened to be pulled from the corpses of other NPCs with tadpoles in their heads. I, on the other hand, wanted my tadpole removed, which led to this weird dynamic whereby we sort of competed while playing on the same team. Hey, Shadowheart.
I've got my Shadowheart. I put my drum away. I've got all of your gold.
If you've got my gold, that would mean you pickpocketed me. And took all of my gold, didn't you? It's all gone. Anyways, we'd heard about a cave-in that had trapped a bunch of people that are vital to our quest moving forward, so we do our absolute best to blend in. Dude, there are so many corpses here. To help out the local population with this problem, looking for some stolen blast powder to break away the cave-in and integrating ourselves within their society. Hey, did you loot the corpses? They could have the blast powder. I'm perceiving things as we speak.
You just kind of look at them like, yep, they're dead.
Yep, they're definitely, they seem dead to me. There might be some blast powder in here.
I'm way too big.
I'm way too big.
I'm not. I crawled in, I did it. You're welcome.
Here's some law-breaking information for you. If you're a druid, you can transform into a rat and go into that hole. But then if you can get in, how do you get the treasure out?
You put it in your ass. You're such a fuck.
Is that my blast powder?
Hold it! I'll spare you a vial.
You lived! You lived!
It was beginning to feel like no matter what we did, we messed things up. Sadly, this was all the blast powder we had, and it wasn't enough.
Letting these people live, or are we taking their heads?
Please, no. No! I am very invincible. Oh, Jesus Christ! 24 damage! Oh, I missed. We lost. So we went to camp to strategize, and returned to find that our overnight sleep had resulted in the death of the people behind the cave-in, and the entire fortress had been abandoned. We had nothing else. We were a team of absolute failures on a path to our doom. Mr. Thornborstein had completely given up, and Dr. Grundy was so sure that every attempt at removing the tadpole would end up in failure, that he allows Volo to attempt his procedure on him for the laughs.
Tap, tap, stab.
Oh, fuck!
Oh, my prefrontal cortex!
Oh, fuck.
Your eye plops down into the mud.
There appears to be an amount of cosmetic damage.
Yeah, I didn't need it. It's not my only good eye.
Sadly, this didn't leave him permanently blind or brain damaged, it actually permanently buffed him. I was extremely upset by this, but then I remembered all the gold I had in the box in my inventory and I immediately felt better. At the very least, an abandoned location means we can explore the area unhindered by the chains of rules and laws. Not just martial law, but also the laws of physics. Oh, Jesus Christ! Mr. Thornborstein is immense. The deeper we explored, the greater my power over reality would become.
Oh, fuck. Oh, what did you do?
the fuck is that? And the closer to death, and the more frustrated we would both become at each other's self-inflicted misfortunes, we would return to camp to rest.
Don't waste this.
Get him! Immediately remember that we can beat up Gale consequence-free for catharsis, emotional release, purification.
Finish the job!
Then we remembered there was consequence because when he goes down he leaves behind a fart stink death cloud. The whole ordeal of pickpocketing withers for the money that we used to revive Gale reminded Dr. Grundy about how he'd watched the last video, where I took all of his money and put it in a box in my inventory.
I saw your video.
And he ended up firing spells at me despite my best efforts to dodge and weave his efforts. We fight some skeletons, and when I say fight, I mean we push them off high places so that we can win. I go full send on some rocks. We safely traverse the path down to the forge, where we're hopeful we can craft some new gear with all of the mithril we keep finding down here. We reach the forge, and despite my very best efforts to convince him, Dr. Grundy won't stand on the anvil. He was defiant, almost as if we didn't get along or something for whatever reason. So instead I instruct Sir Fuzzalump onto the anvil, and we forge him into nothing really, but he'd gifted us with knowledge. Knowledge that once we'd activated the forge, leading us into this huge battle against Grym, the Forge Guardian, we'd already figured out what we had to do to take him down. I always knew Sir Fuzzalump was a team player. Now this is what I mean about praising this game for its player agency. This guy is absolutely no joke, and I know in hindsight we're supposed to lead him through the lava to soften him up, and then ram the forge hammer at the anvil deep inside him until he melts. But the thing about hindsight is for it to work, you must first be forward in time, which at this moment we were not, making it the worst buff you can get in real life. Fortunately, none of this matters, because we absolutely bully him by accident.
Here goes one of my spell slots. Big stink cloud. Oh, fuck.
Oh, stink cloud. Oh no, he's getting back up. We gotta knock him over again.
I live again. How do we knock him over? Did you knock him over?
Yeah, I can just do that every turn. I can't dip my weapon in lava? What is a dippable surface? My ass.
Alright, let's see if this works. Yeah, bitch.
Little did we know at the time, but Dr. Grundy not only casted Command Grovel on Megatron over here, rendering him totally frozen in fear, but also completely stopped him from working because he phoned his home address and the Decepticons are still running on dial-up. Yeah, he's just kind of like frozen for me, like he's broken.
Yeah. He's thinking. If you listen carefully, you can hear the PS2 startup sound. Motherfucker's buffering.
He's having a real think, isn't he? Oh, he's not superheated anymore.
Man, he's really having to go. He's figured it out. He's like, if I just don't move, they can't do anything.
Dude.
Oh, thanks for that.
Dude. He just... Is he okay? He's having a full existential crisis. He's actually despawned. He's looking around like, huh? We've actually broken his... We've uninstalled his CPU. He's rolling back the drivers.
There's one more thing we can try.
Oh! He's not just standing there anymore. Eventually, Dr. Grundy reinstalls Grym's dislodged RAM stick, closes all of his Google Chrome tabs, checks his Ethernet connection, overclocks his GPU, and runs AVG antivirus, which unfucks him. We have him down to a sliver. We make some final adjustments to our strategy, and we end it with the kind of surgical precision only little purple people like Mr. Thornblestein are capable of. Oh, I can do it! Ah! We feel like we've accomplished everything that we can here, including gearing ourselves up with the armor that we forged from all the rare materials. And this is good because it helps us to not die as bad in the future. We cut off the head of that one drow we were supposed to rescue.
The head breaks off.
But went to bed instead, causing him to suffocate, and take the head to these mushroom people who really wanted it as proof that we killed him.
Thanks of him.
Which we did in our sleep. We then immediately steal the head back, which they'd planted spores on in this huge celebration, so we could throw it at Gale back at camp. We add the stolen mossy head to the collection of corpses in our barrel at camp. I move all of the gold I have in the box in my inventory to this box in the Act 1 beach camp because Dr. Grundy knows I have it and it's just a matter of time before he takes the whole box back from me. We have an intimate moment of bonding while we strategize how best to proceed.
Country roads, take me home.
Your dick's like 3 times the size of mine.
To the place.
You see, we'd learned about a place called the Githyanki Kresh from lae'zel, who was this really forgettable frog lady who we immediately killed on the beach where we stole Shart's artifact. Dr. Grundy respecs from a warlock to a barbarian, and I ask him to theorycraft some skills with me while I take all of his gold, this time successfully, and chuck it in my money crate. He is spec'd into barbarian that throws weapons, so he asks me for all of those and then says this.
You know what? Take the gold off me as well. I only hold weapons now.
That's right. You can keep your gold. Don't worry about it. I'm a generous Thanolbulstein. And now I get all the valor of graciously refusing his generosity, even though I've already robbed him of all the gold he was offering. I'm a very good, wholesome friend. Please comment. You are my friend. I love you. You can have all my gold. Please, take my gold. It's very important you take it. We head to the mountain pass where the Githyanki Kresh is, and we greet this raggedy old woman just hanging around.
A friendly face.
She wants us to steal an egg from the Kresh. We agree to do this because we have absolutely no one else to befriend, and she's actually the only vendor we haven't executed, except for maybe some creeps down in the Underdark.
I may not be welcome there, but surely a person with your charm and worldliness could get into the creche.
I sell all of the rubbish that I have in my inventory because Dr. Grundy now uses me as storage, and I purchase a chess piece that appears to be a massive upgrade stats-wise. These also add breasts to me, fulfilling my dream of becoming a big titty purple boy.
Traveling companions, a man who adheres to the given name of Gale.
Hey, we know Gale. He's currently dead at camp. Wait, he's behind you in his underwear. He's behind you in his underwear.
Gale, you saying? Never
heard of him. We meet this wizard who knows Gale, who regales the tale of what Gale's power entails. Basically, he cures Gale of the fart stink death cloud he emits on death, and we agree to take him with us for the remainder of the journey instead of Brina. In part due to the fact that we've just learned a simple truth. The truth that Gale is cursed to be a huge magic bomb at any moment, and the goddess wants him to blow up at just the perfect time. And the game devs have allowed us to determine this moment by putting a huge magic suicide button on Gale's hotbar. Obviously, as we take closer to the Kresh, we are ambushed by a large group of domesticated cats. Not considering that there are any repercussions for our actions, we have Gale initiate self-destruct right here. It doesn't work, so we fall back on our old strategies for victory.
Dead cat!
No thanks to Gale, who is just here in some comfortable BDSM wear now. We finally make our way into the Kresh, where we promise we will be on our best behavior so that we can maybe convince them to help us. We accidentally make our way into a forbidden area, resulting in a bloodbath, but nobody saw, so it's okay. Hey, they're not hostile.
Oh.
They're not hostile. I just saw the chest flying through the sky. Thanks to their short-term memory, they forget that it was we who threw a load of chest at them, and aren't suspicious of us at all, despite wearing the blood of their friends and family. Okay, act natural. They mustn't find out we're not one of them.
Alright, fair enough.
The god just doesn't do anything.
Take a dagger, stranger. This exercise requires nothing more than a blade and a backbone.
He's shitting himself.
This is gonna be the last thing he sees.
Oh look, there's a stretcher. Chuck the body, throw it. Where did you get taken? Oh, you're just there. Look at that. It's the genuine.
You take a moment to fully appreciate your master.
Listen.
Is there a child in that box? That child is your responsibility now. You can't just go about.
Tell me, how long have you been infected?
I've been infected only a few. Gale's little bulge is in the middle of my camera. He's just walked in front of the cutscene. He's just straight up in the cutscene right now.
There is nothing on any plane stronger than a Zathis for curing unwanted afflictions.
I'm gonna get cured. Will it hurt me? I just don't give a shit. He's just...
He's ready to go.
Fully a psychopath. Has his body been that small this whole time? Okay, that's it. I've had enough of this place. I'm stealing that goddamn egg.
The tadpole lives on.
So we grab the egg. This upsets the Githwanki, who immediately attack us. But that's fine, because we cannot be stopped. And you know, a few wrong turns here and there, and suddenly we're talking to the leader of this whole encampment's faction. And he's telling us to hand him what we tore from Shart's cold dead hands on a beach that one time. Grundy doesn't want to do the peaceful thing, despite all of our grand efforts up until this point to blend in perfectly with the people here. They didn't suspect a thing up until now. I kick this guy and then try to play some music for them, but this doesn't pacify them. I'll get him, don't worry about it. I got him.
This is my moment, fuck off! God damn it!
Why can't we hit him? Oh god damn it. There is clear dissent in the group. Mutiny. We're turning on one another. Our team cohesion is falling apart. Then the Githwanki god appears to us.
Hello.
And is actually disgusted with Mr. Thornblestein. Anyway, she tells us there's this little person in the artifact who needs to die. But we've been told by the voices in our head that the little person in the artifact is actually protecting us from the tadpole, and without them, our brain would turn into a smoothie. We learn that we can travel inside the artifact, that we must. We don't see my dream visitor, we see Dr. Grundy's, who appears to be Donatello from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, who tells us all is good. Don't worry about it, bro. So we don't. We return to the weird egg lady, hand her her egg, then beat her up. Wait until she's awake again, and pickpocket the egg back. We then place it in front of her and interpret her stoicism as consent for taking it. And now Dr. Grundy is a father. I'm so excited for you to be a dad. Just angrily incubating. He, of course, was already a father because one of his adoptive kids is in that box that we picked up at the creche. But now he's also expecting. It's such a beautiful time. The magic mirror update hits, and I take this little opportunity to fix my character portrait that is now visible again, and we traverse the mountains over to where we think Act 2 is.
Sorry, don't mind me.
Now, I need to preface this segment by letting you all know that the time between Grundy incubating his second child and the Magic Mirror update, I went ahead and played a little bit of Act 2 because I'd read some comments of people lamenting that we'd ruined so many opportunities and destroyed a lot of loot by slogging away through every fight by pushing people into chasms down which the plunder was lost forever. So I, in my own time, had cleared my way through a lot of Act 2, completing as many side quests as I could, befriending the Harpers and Jaheira, and experiencing all these incredible stories and content. So when Dr. Grundy and I finally got here to Act 2, met the goblins right here at the start of the zone, agreed to be friendly with them, and then learned we couldn't pick up the spider guy to throw him into the chasm because he weighs too much. We instead end up following him. This normally wouldn't be a big deal were it not for the fact that we followed him into an ambush we easily neutralize.
Fuck this little goblin thing.
And then he walks us directly to the foot of Moonrise Towers, bypassing like 15 hours of content, landing us exactly where I had stopped when I was doing my playthrough in preparation for this play session. This thing's scary. So here we were, surrounded by enemies, who all think we're their friends because their tadpoles in their heads could sense the tadpole in our heads, and we're totally and utterly unprepared, and we could do something stupid at any moment, turning them all against us at once. Oh, my lumbar. Because at the end of the day, we're just 3 headless chickens and Gale. That is until we come into this room and meet this guy. This might be one of the best introductions to a villain in any game ever.
That was a good throw.
If you grabbed his soggy beard and you squished it and you just put it up to your nose and you went, what do you think it smells like now?
Cheese.
Try again.
Yeah, a bit of like old brie. Sully my beard again. Oh! My beard smells so cheesy right now. He seems to be invincible, and asks us what we want to do with the goblins who assaulted him. Minus, of course, the one whose head he makes one with the floor tiling. Obviously, we opt to violently assault them while they fight for their lives. And we do this non-lethally because we feel it would be extra funny to peel one of them out of its knockout juice and throw its limp, unconscious body at another to kill them once and for all. This results in, for some reason, the entire faction within Moonrise Tower to turn on us, just like we'd feared, because in the 9 seconds between ending combat with the goblins non-lethally and lethally, they have forgotten that Ketheric Thorm, the big bad, actually asked us to do this. I missed.
You made me miss.
I missed again. Wait, I think it's lagging. Give it a second. Yeah, there it is.
Please help me.
Please. Oh my god, dude.
Skill dot issue. You still missed.
We're only fresh level 7.
We're all good. I'm not worried.
I understand. Did he die? He died! Are you trying to throw my corpse?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Eventually we're successful in the battle. We head to camp to rest up. We pay Withers to revive the entire party, steal the gold back. Then Withers, somewhat in a very self-aware manner, asks us why we're still kissless virgins. This really upsets Dr. Grundy, so when I revive Gale, he throws Withers at him. Mr. Fuzzlelump's like, I'm a man of God. Just like watching this all happen. But soon Sir Fuzzlelump wouldn't be a man of God. You see, we ran through the entirety of the remainder of the Moonlight Tower HQ, slaughtering everyone in our path, when he has this huge achy poo-poo feeling, and then the Oathbreaker Paladin comes up to him and tells him that he's been a naughty boy. But the reality is that these people attacked us. It's their fault. I mean, I guess there must have been some collateral in our journey through Moonrise Towers. But we hadn't noticed, I guess. I mean, this doesn't necessarily make him bad. I'm sure we told him to stop resisting. But it's this cool little mechanic where if you make a character a paladin, which we did with Sir Fuzzlelump, and then commit crimes such as killing innocents, which I guess we did, then breaking your oath is a way of converting your holy power into something else, something darker. We return to camp, and Mr. Thanobelstein is summoned completely naked into a dream sequence with someone who looks really familiar. God, she looks just like Gamora. But the moustache means it's obviously not her, right? Anyway, she tells us we have to investigate Moonrise Towers. She obviously doesn't know that last night we were knee-deep in all of the blood and guts of everyone there. In the morning, Sir Fuzzlelump is officially oath-broken. He is now more a dark knight than a holy paladin, and with it his disguise is destroyed. The veil around who he is breaks down. He is revealed to us as being the other half of Mr. Thanobelstein, that Thunder Mage cut off that one time when we were just resting in our hut, watching the sun rise on a grateful universe. Mr. Steenel Thanob. Now he is the dark. I am the light. Two halves of the same coin. He becomes a fallen paladin. I become a good paladin. God, player agency. We continue our slaughter of everyone within Moonrise Towers who wronged us for that time we threw that one goblin at another goblin. We treated this place like it was a joke, like nothing they could do would ever stop us.
Time to explain yourself.
I live here. We went from strength to strength. Our two paladins, our doctor who would throw things, and Gale who holds the two lamps we have him carrying, who we only have him with us so we can blow him up at exactly the moment we're told we must. And this weighs heavily on his consciousness. He appears to me in the night.
He wishes to extend you an invitation for a private conversation in a more suitable locale.
I love this time of night. The cradle of eternity. The timelessness of lovers. That most beautiful of fantasies. I am terrified.
I'm sorry I'm so
I will
scary,
not
man.
claim otherwise. My face could scarcely conceal it, even if
I
my
want to have
words
sex with him. I
sought to
think that'd be
deny
really funny.
it. This may be my last night alive. Stay with me a while, will you? Day will come all too soon, even in this place.
But I've been maidenless for so long. What do I do?
Good night indeed. The fairest I can imagine.
We finish up in Moonrise Towers.
As it growls a challenge.
Can I give him Gale? It is effortless. We even fight our way to the very summit where Ketheric Thorm awaits. We're all immense except for Gale, obviously. He is worthless, and we cannot wait to have him blow himself up to finish our quest here. But even though we defeat almost everything up here, despite being totally surrounded, we notice that Ketheric is still flagged as invulnerable, which is less than ideal considering he is who we're here to kill. So we flee to see if we can figure out how best to deal with him, because really at this point we have no idea what we're doing. Our adventures lead us down to some really weird locations where all sorts of little weird things happen.
Confidence surges through you.
I surge with confidence. I walk into the solid object, my humility overwhelming, my powers unimaginable. We wander into a creepy sanctum inside this cave somewhere where we're told that the source of Ketheric's immortality awaits. It's very welcoming with its group of little zombie boys that attack us. Obviously they're obliterated because we have already cleared out the entirety of Moonrise Towers except for the literal invincible overlord. Then we encounter this guy who seems very important, so I go to pickpocket his stuff.
Your attempt at pickpocketing has yielded nothing but a fight.
Thank you.
What's a cool song you've heard lately, you know?
Ring of Fire.
Food and it comes out your arse. It burns, burns, burns. My ring of... We kill Balthazar. It doesn't seem like there's any consequence to this. We accept he might be friends with someone at the tower, so there can't be any reason to speak to him, seeing as everyone he knows is already dead, right? And we stop off at camp to rest before heading back out. Take on some trials to unlock the ball things to work the elevator to get down to the bottom of the dungeon, and all is well. This all peaks around about the time Mr. Thornobelstein hastily chases a cat, catches up to the cat by jumping onto it, accidentally damaging it and aggroing like 15 enemies, successfully escape, play the flute like a happy survivor of massive violence, and then is thrown back into battle like a Pokemon by Dr. Grundy.
No, you mate, you've got it. Get back in there.
Just fucking killed me. We re-strategize and try to take advantage of any range damage we can do while luring the rest of the enemies out. Is that a bird? Perhaps I overestimated my abilities.
Yeah, charm him, mate. Charm him. That always works. Get him with the charm.
What's he laughing at?
Well-chewed spider carcass oozes on the ground. Meat tastes of rot and sour milk. Your stomach lurches, but your loins tingle.
I'm sorry?
Was that arousal?
He's aroused.
Again. Yeah, get it again, mate.
Getting it again, man.
Alright, mate, my turn. Let me have a look.
If what is happening is what I think is happening, and it's because you licked a dead spider, the time might just have come when you and I should split ways.
In amongst the
Dude, if he leaves because you're horny, that'll be the best.
Alright, go. Your turn for interaction, mate. Go get him.
Alright, I have to get Steinolthanob aroused.
Yeah, it's his turn, mate.
And with that out of the way, it is lore appropriate to note that we continued diligently while fully aroused. We failed every check, so we don't know what we licked, we don't know why we licked it. All we know is we are aroused. We're aroused. That's the lore now, okay? We continue deeper. We have used the orbs to travel the elevator down into this deep, dark place. We use our power of massive arousal to fly down to the depth of depths, to the very bottom of the abyss, where we find something so unnatural, a sin so unspeakable. We treat it with the kind of weight and seriousness it requires. Mate, she's thick.
I have felt you coming.
She felt me coming. But obviously in the lore we are still aroused.
She felt your erection.
This is it. This woman is the Night Song. But we thought it was an object, a relic. We're presented with a choice.
But know this. I never forget a face.
I wouldn't forget this face either. Where the fuck did he get that? So to end Ketheric's immortality, we have to destroy the Night Song. And if we kill her, we can't have sex with her.
What do you mean? I don't follow. Explain your logic.
No, I will fill every wound, and still I will hurt less than you.
Sadly, the act of choosing to kill her has caused my oath to be broken, just like my other half, Mr. Steinolthanob, who as you can see is well experienced in this affair and it's just like an ordinary Tuesday for him. Anyways, despite breaking down my oath in attempting to kill someone, she manages to escape anyway in a spectacular display of power.
I am resplendent.
She is resplendent. We follow her all the way to Moonrise Towers where we encounter some really cool dudes, but they're rude to us and also address the rudest person in our party, Mr. Steenelthanorb, and the lore-friendly dialogue option is to be rude right back. I don't even know what that word means. Must I stumble upon another nuisance every other mile? Get out of my way, the lot of you. This results in them wanting to kill us on sight, which is very sad for them because we'd already completely cleared out the tower, and they could have just walked in without any resistance to do whatever it is they wanted to do without ever encountering us. But you know, instead they chose this. Oh! Same brain, different brain. Same brain, different head. Looks like we missed a few, mate. Oh my god. We have to blow them up. Oh, you're in the floor, dude. Oh, no.
What's this then?
Do you think in the lore we're still horny?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna throw you into that fucking wall of fire. Look at me, I'm so fucking pissed, you know I'm gonna do it. I wonder where she's gone.
With what little resistance the tower had leading up to Ketheric defeated, I returned to camp to prove to the mythical Oathbreaker Knight that it was just a prank, and I should be allowed to keep my godly paladin powers. I don't want to be like Mr. Steenelthanorb, an Oathbreaker. He is my worst half, so I pay the price, which just so happens to be 3,000 gold. God really has a low bar for us, doesn't he? I try to pickpocket it back, angering the knight, so we kill him via a massive fireball from Gale.
You get him, Gale. Fucking, okay.
At least now he can't appear to me after I've done something heinous to try and steal my power away again, right? We get to the tower's summit to confront Ketheric Thorm. He is extremely scary. We intimidate him with our sheer horniness, with that weird meat we ate in the cave that one time. This terrifies Ketheric, and we have to pass another check. But with the horn on my side, nothing can stop me. Oh! No! He starts to plead for his life. I look at him, fully aroused. Full mast. Around about the time he tells me to prostrate myself, naturally given the meat we had licked, is around the time the cutscene completely stopped working for Blank and Dr. Grundy, resulting in some of the most weird and wonderful moments of dramatic poetry, the likes of which we may never encounter in a video game ever again.
This is so fucked for me, I can't see what...
Time to blow up Gabe. Blow up Gabe right now. Oh, Aylin's also hostile.
What?
What's she so mad about? Surely not about the time we tried to kill her.
The charmer. Yeah, the charm always works. Get her with the charm.
Oh, she's in love with you. Get her to crush your head, quick. Oh. Dude, he's like you. He's just like you. He's got an egg. He's incubating eggs, dude. Dude, he's a dad. Eat my ass.
Okay, fair enough. I hope I don't hit you with this.
We are destroying him. What was that, 2 turns? The fight we think is meant to be hectic, but is really quite straightforward. The Night Song lady, who has fallen in love with Dr. Grundy due to a charm spell, tries to use her limit break on Ketheric. But then he pops his ultimate, which just happens to be like a Japanese porn tentacle, you know what I mean? And slaps her down. He also escapes, so we have to pursue him. We get distracted trying to lockpick the loot chest up here, run out of lockpicks, and throw it down a tower to break it open instead. Then we climb down into Tentacle Town. We ride an elevator deeper. Gale with the lights.
Yeah, that's it, Gale, get him.
Gale holds the lamps. We meet Ketheric Thorm's other allies in this grand scheme to tadpole everyone. Gash, Smash, and Orange. It is revealed to us that the 3 of them use the Infinity Stones to control the old brain. This is us whenever we make a decision. They give this old man a tadpole, which then gives him clinical depression. Very, very relatable. And then they leave to march an army on Baldur's Gate. And here we are standing here, looking at Ketheric, who stayed behind to walk around on this spot right here for the rest of the playthrough. I tell him I want to be free of the parasite. That's all I want. I just want to be free of the parasite.
Impossible. No. You are bound to it.
We then roll on getting him to kill himself. Yeah, I've persuaded him.
Wait, what?
I got a 23.
Repent. Would that even be possible?
Yeah,
Perhaps.
yeah, it would be.
No.
What just happened?
There is no repentance.
Why? We all just like nothing personneled up to him, and now he's like, holy shit, no!
What the fuck is going on? What is happening?
No, don't do it!
You look so concerned. 2 half men, a naked man, and a psychopath.
Dude, we are going to bone this guy. We ate the flesh. We licked the flesh.
That's that axe that Thunder Mage used to cut your head off. He's gonna do it again.
Oh my god, no.
I'm incredibly erect. Watch this.
Listen to me, song mate.
Oh my god.
One life to my life.
You know he's voiced by J.K. Simmons. Give me more photos of Spider-Man! She is kicking the snot out of Michael. I don't think she needs us. You ever just channel all of your boner into one attack? So after the fight, something weird happened. Aelin the Night Song, or whatever, you know, the person that was hostile to us during the first fight with Ketheric, is present and supposedly celebrating in our camp. And she is in love with Ketheric's daughter, Isabel, who just happens to walk in. Perhaps surprisingly, she's okay, considering she had to step over the corpses of Jaheira and the other Harpers to get into the tower where we are now. And I'm pretty sure she was allied with them. Anyway, we're still pretty miffed about how Aelin tried to turn on us during that fight with Ketheric, which was a moment of great need. I mean, I use the term great need loosely, but you know, here we are. As you can imagine, being the vindictive kind of people we are, we want to take everything from Aelin for this slight against us. A huge thank you to the patrons. Without you, I would just be a little purple man on my lonesome, without my other half, Mr. Steenorthanor, by my side. So thank you very much for your support. For the rest of you, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please share it with some friends, like and leave a comment. Any engagement is massive for a small channel like mine, and I really appreciate it. Thank you. Anyways, I love you, honeys. Gonna buzz.